Hello, everybody. Once again, welcome to the Christian Conservative Corner. We're going to go ahead and shout out our sponsors, Dixon Pressure Washing Services. Let's get that in focus. I know it's been a while since we've done a video. We're sitting here in the truck, and I was just riding, and I was just thinking. Things just start coming to my mind. We know in different states now all over America, they're doing the Democratic primaries. They had voting going on this weekend in my city where I live. And one of the things I was thinking about when I was riding along just now, because people always look at me and wonder, okay, first of all, I'm not an African American. I'm an American. I've never been to Africa. Not sure if I ever go to Africa. So speak for myself. How do I use a hyphenated term when I never was that? I never was an African. I was born in America. The way I look at it is, if I got married and my wife wanted to use, and she didn't, like a lot of women do today, want to keep their last name and use a hyphenated term, okay, that would be relevant because she once was that. That once was her last name. So then if she took on my last name, okay, she hyphenated it. Of course, my wife didn't do that. She took my last name. I honor her for that. And I'm glad we didn't have to go through that situation because I wouldn't want to do that. But anyway, also, if you was a citizen in Italy and you come to America, Italian American or using China, Chinese American, you once was that. You once was a citizen of that. Then you came to America. So, yeah, it's hyphenated. But I've never been to Africa. I never was a citizen of Africa. So I'm an American. So anyway, I'm a Christian American. So, but anyway, let's move on. Like I said, all over the country, for the past few weeks, for the next couple months, for the past couple months, we've been seeing the Democrats and their debates, which is a circus. We've seen their, doing the primaries all over. One of the things I began to think back about, and I've thought about it before, I've had conversations about it. How could I ever vote Democrat? Let's talk about that. That's what the name of this video is going to be. How can I ever vote Democrat? Okay, watch this. Number one, let's talk about a couple facts. And as I always say, you can check my facts. Do your homework. Do your own study on it. If I'm wrong, put it in the comment section. Contact me. You can find me on Facebook. My personal Facebook page, my business Facebook page. Look it up. The Democratic Party was the party of the KKK. Everybody talk about how the KKK hate blacks and want to hang blacks and want to kill black people. Well, they came from the Democratic Party. How could I ever vote for that? All right. When it came time to allow blacks to vote, the Democrats voted 100% against it. They were against blacks having the right to vote. When it came to the slaves being freed, they were against it. How can I ever vote for a party that didn't want me to have the right to vote, that if slavery was still relevant today, that didn't want me to be free? No. Now, let me say this. Here's what people will say. Well, the party switched. That is a lie. The parties did not switch. There was no switch between the Democratic Party and Republican Party. Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation and freed the slaves. Okay? Most of us know that. There were, if I'm not mistaken now, I'll come back and do another video and give you more information about this, but this part here, there was two men that switched parties. But they try to say the entire party switched. No, that's how the Democrats, that's that's something they use to stay in power. They try to say, well, yeah, we once were, the KKK, and we once were racist, and we once were that, but then we became the party for the black people and for poor people. They never changed. Here's the thing. It's a different kind of slavery now. These liberals, they say, well, we want to give you all this free stuff. You got these presidential candidates that's running for the Democratic nominations. Everything's free. Insurance free. College free. We want to do this and do all these different things. What y'all have not realized is these liberals, what they're saying to minorities, to the blacks, and every other minority group, just other blacks, because really, technically, the black vote really doesn't matter to them anymore. Because there's a lot of black people, or black Americans, as I'm going to call them, that are now waking up and transitioning. So the black vote is not who they're really reaching for. They're reaching for the Latino and the Mexican and all the other minority groups. Because some of these groups are now outgrowing the black population. Listen, 80% of black people are killed by other black people. Everybody want to go on TV and talk about when a cop kills a black man or a black person and go on and on. This is facts. Check it for yourself. 80% of black people are killed by other black people. It's less than 2% of cops killing other black. It's way lower than black people. So what's the real fight here? The real fight is black people killing blacks. Not a cop killing a black person. That is way lower. Now, am I saying it right? I don't want nobody to die. I don't want nobody to get killed. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if you got 80% of blacks being killed by blacks, it's less than 2%. And I'm giving it some extra. I believe it's less than 1. But less than 2% of blacks get killed by cops. Where's the greatest fight? So how can we do better if we're not fixing ourselves? In my neighborhood, I got to worry about another black person killing me or robbing me or shooting me. Not a white person, not even a cop. These are facts. Look it up. And this is one of the things I talk about a lot when people come to me at work and other places. Black people are now somewhere between 13 and 15% of the population. I think we're more like 13% now. Because why? More black babies are being aborted than anything. Nobody's outraged by that. Why nobody's outraged about all the black babies being aborted? But anyway, somewhere between 13 and 15% of the population. Look it up. Get the numbers. I know it's around 13, maybe 15. I know we used to be 15%. But we commit 80% of the crimes. That is fact. I am 1,000 times more likely to leave home or to leave work or to get out in the streets and minding my business and get killed by another black person than I am by somebody of any other race. 1,000 times. That is fact. People are getting outraged by the wrong things. So now, back to my point. These liberals give you all this free stuff. We'll do all this. What they're saying is, you're too stupid to do it for yourself. You're too stupid to get a job, get an education, and be successful on your own, so we'll do all this stuff for you. You're too stupid. We have to tell you how to do things. We have to control you, and that's what it's all about. The Democrats, they have a modern day slavery plan. Years ago when slavery was going on, the real slave, well, I ain't gonna say the real, the slavery we like to talk about, the Democrats controlled by way of controlling the mind, by the way of beating and whipping and those things that we like to talk about. But nowadays, there's another type of control. If I say I'm going to give you something for free, or I'm going to give you all this free stuff, and I'm going to take care of you, when the time comes and I say, well, listen, if you don't do what I say, no matter whatever it is, if you don't do ... then I'm going to take that away from you. Isn't that control? Don't I have control over you? If you receive this free stuff that I'm giving you, and then I all of a sudden say, you better do this. All right, let's give an example. Let's talk about free healthcare. Which, the free healthcare thing, if it was possible, I could agree with it. But who's going to pay for it? I pay taxes. That means myself that pay taxes and my other tax-paying friends, business owners, we pay for that stuff. So somebody's paying for it, so nothing is free. But let's go with the narrative and say, okay, free insurance. Okay, we tried Obamacare. Obamacare was a failed system. Out of, on average, 320-something million people in America, on an average, you know, we have people dying, we have people being born, we have illegal aliens coming in. So on average, 320-something million people in America, Obamacare only helped 2 million people. There's only 2 million people that can say, well, they got some free stuff or free health care from Obamacare. It benefited them well. That's a failed system. 300 million people, a system that helps 2 million people. That's a failed system. Nobody talks about that. Then it also was brought up that Obamacare was unconstitutional. Nobody talks about, well, if doing the when they started Obamacare, which President Trump now, that his administration has eradicated this system, where if you didn't have insurance, you had to pay this tax fee. When you filed your taxes at the beginning of the year, if you didn't have insurance, you had to pay this fee. I remember when it first started, when I was a single man, and I went to H&R Block to file my taxes. It's been years ago. And the lady said, if you don't have insurance, if you don't have health insurance, you're gonna have to pay $333 out of my tax return. Then she said the next year, if I didn't have health insurance, I would have to pay $666. Then the next year, if I still didn't have health insurance, I would have to pay $999. I said, hold up, man. Well, when would it stop? She says, we don't know. And this was back in about 2012, 2013, 2014, somewhere around there. She said, we don't know when it'll stop. So there were people, this is doing when Obamacare was supposed to be the big thing, helping everybody. There were people that were paying the penalty instead of having insurance because they still couldn't afford it. Because why? Obamacare was a failed system. This is facts. People still couldn't afford insurance, so they were paying the penalty. Thank God, I'm a business owner. Also, I work a regular job also. I had health insurance through my job, so I didn't have to pay any of the penalties. So I've been blessed. But there's a lot of people that went without health insurance because Obamacare didn't help them. They still couldn't afford it. So they paid the penalty. So anybody, tell me, prove to me what the Democrats, the plan that they have, that is a good plan, and what are they going to do good? What do you see good in them doing? If you watch the debates, which I never watch them, I watch highlights every now and then and commentary from other YouTubers, but everything's about just defeating Trump. Nobody wants to hear about you defeating Trump. We want to hear about how you're going to help the people. Oh, we got to get Trump out of there. So that's your only goal, is to get Trump out of there. Your only goal is to get, that's all you got to say. No, what are you going to do for America? And that's why they're losing. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Look at the impeachment. The impeachment hurt the Democrats more than it ever hurt the president. It backfired. Everything they've tried has backfired on them. I'm going to go ahead and say it. He's going to win. But they've done it to themselves. They've lied. They've cheated. They've tried to steal the election, that is. And nothing has been successful for them. So, any comments, any questions, any rebuttals? What does the Democrats have to offer? Like I said, I'm going to name this video, Why Should I Vote Democrat? The parties didn't switch. I'm going to give this movie a plug. Man, I done lost my thought. I was going to give the title of a movie, a documentary actually, that shows proof that the parties never switched. Dinesh D'Souza. I'm going to give this guy's name. Look up Dinesh D'Souza and look at some of the movies he's made. This guy is an expert on American history. Dinesh D'Souza. I love his movies. I love his documentaries. He really explained. Look at some of the YouTube videos with him on it. He really gives a great explanation of how that, and gives proof of the Democratic Party and the Republican Party did not switch. Martin Luther King was a Republican. The first freed slaves were Republicans. The first black government officials, as far as Congress or Senate, they were Republicans, not Democrats. Parties never switch. That's a lie. So I want somebody to come and give me a great explanation of why I should vote Democrat. Since everybody thinks because you're black, you should vote Democrat. That's the stupidest thing. That's what racism is. Everybody's talking about what racism is. Nobody knows the meaning of racism. Nobody knows what the real meaning of racism is. And I'm not going to get into that on this video. I'm about to go ahead and get off. I'm over here. I got to go pick my little boy up. I'm about to go ahead and get off here. You know what? My next video will be, what is racism? But why should I vote Democrat? Give me some reasons. Tell me why. But people and their mindset, they were raised, their parents always voted Democrat, and everybody else always voted Democrat. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to leave on this note. Even when we talk about Obama, and I've asked this question, y'all see me ask this question before in my videos, name 3 things that Obama did productive, I'm talking about for America as a whole. Not just for the gays, because he did a lot of stuff for the gay and homosexual community. And I love everybody. But according to my Bible, that ain't right. So, but I love everybody. I don't got nothing against nobody, but God ain't pleased with it. So I'm going to leave that alone. Y'all know the name of this corner, the Christian Conservative Corner. They might take my video down. They might not let me post this video because I said that, but I'm just telling the truth. I believe in what the Bible says. But anyway, other than what he did for the gay community or the LGBTQ plus community, outside of the rights and stuff he did, what did he do? On the past couple of weeks, they was talking about, he talking again about, well, the Trump economy, where he started it. Obama's economy was growing at a slow rate. Did he improve it from when Bush was in office? Yes. But it was at a real slow pace. Y'all remember this story that we talked about? You know, when we was in elementary school, when we was growing up, they had, there was a story about the tortoise and the hare. Of course, the hare did end up winning because he kept going and going and going, the tortoise and the hare just thought he was so fast till he could just take a break and sit there and rest. But anyway, the race between the tortoise and that hare was super fast. He could move, he can run way faster than that tortoise. That's the difference between the Obama economy growing and the Trump economy growing. Obama economy did begin to grow at a 1% rate, real low, super slow. Already, in over 3 years, the Trump economy has grown way faster than that, which would be the hare, the rabbit, super fast. The tortoise, Obama's economy, the tortoise. So, what did Obama do? I'm still waiting for somebody to say, what did Obama do? For America, not just for black people, because everybody talking, well, he ain't do nothing for black people. Well, I ain't worrying about this for black people. I work for people, for America, because I don't believe in race. Well, when it comes to black and white, I believe in the human race. In the Bible, there's one race. God loves everybody. Jesus died for everybody. There's the human race. So it ain't about what he done for black people, what he done for America, period. Name 3 things. Send them to me. Talk to me. Comment on the video. But yes, why should I vote Democrat? I don't see nothing positive about it. And I never have voted Democrat. Y'all be blessed.